Episode 7 of the AZ Metal Unite Show. My name is Jerry Bryant.
And my name is David Bryant. And joining us today is a instrumental band from Glendale, Arizona, Forming Stories.
But before we get to the interview, please check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/AZMetalUnites.
You can also check us out at www.azmetalunites.com.
And then check out our videos on YouTube at youtube.com/AZMetalUnites. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the show. Please welcome our guest to the show, guitarist and keyboardist Acero and drummer Marc Surrey from the instrumental band Forming Stories. How you guys doing?
Pretty awesome, man.
Excellent.
How is it like being in an instrumental band? Is it cool connecting with crowds like that, or is it sometimes hard with no vocalists?
It's definitely a struggle, man. Like I would say the biggest negative we get is people that just completely just dismiss us just because of no vocals. They're like, they hear you have a band, they hear you have no vocals, and they don't even want to listen to it, basically. So that really sucks. But the positive side of that is, we get people that actually know about music and are interested in music and just going to shows. So those are the people that usually reach out to us and like us. So that's usually the positive. I kind of agree.
Yeah, I kind of run into the same thing. Introducing your band, they ask what kind of music it is. And
right.
Kind of lost for words. And, so you try and describe it to them, and I think it's interesting, the feedback I get from some of the people that I've showed it to, like, whether it's at venues where, because, then they tell you what they kind of like, and you have an understanding of, you know how to listen to music, and you can really interpret it for what it is, and you don't always need a singer or a full band per se.
Right.
But yeah, I've always found it interesting. A lot of people that give me good feedback, I totally wouldn't expect it at all.
Yeah. What are some of the bands that have influenced you guys?
Probably the biggest influence from pretty much day one is Between the Buried to me. As far as this music, goes, it's definitely it's all about the music that we want to make. We want to make aggressive sounding music, but at the same time we want to explore all sorts of genres and not just headbang. We want to have some nice chill parts that really broaden up everything. So yeah, they've really been the biggest influence. But we discovered them probably like 8 years ago, and since then I feel like there's so many bands like Between the Buried and Me. So ever since then we've just evolved in different music genres. But really, Between the Buried and Me has always been the number one.
Right.
When we they're getting so big, we talk to people like, if you like Between the Buried and Me, you're gonna like us, basically, type of situation. So
kind of ironic though how that happened, because I remember the first time all of our friends found Between the Buried and Me, we found the song Alaska.
Oh yeah.
And the first time we heard it, just had never heard music like that before, and we didn't even like it at first. We're like, oh god, it's screaming, it's insane, oh Jesus. And then we kind of followed the path. And now I wonder now when people hear us, like,
that's
what is that? Like, what is that? And then hopefully they get used to it.
Right.
If not, we'll see.
You guys have been playing together for a long time. You guys have recorded 2 albums together, gearing up for a 3rd one. How has the recording parallel with you guys?
It's been awesome, man.
Lots of hookups.
Yeah.
Lots of connections.
Yeah, our biggest hookup would probably be our good buddy Kenny Mitchell. He's helped us out for years. But more recently, we found a studio when I moved out to Mesa, a studio right next to me called Underdog, ran by Andrew McCauley, and he recorded our last album with us called Life, and that went really awesome. Usually we we recorded live sessions for the last our 2012 release, Visual Waves. We just it was more of a live take. We recorded the drums live, but this one with Life, we took it a lot more serious and.
Actually, the studio
really broke it down. Really broke everything down. I had a whole paper of just all the beats per measures of every single riff. It was ridiculous, but yeah, that one we took a lot more serious. And then this next one, it's kind of funny. This next CD is actually kind of like a singles and rarities type of CD. It's called Roots. So we're bringing back like 5 older songs that we haven't really played in a while, but they're still just killer songs that we love, and we're just kind of revamping and. I have a couple new pedals, and Mark's definitely better at drums. So we're just kind of reinventing them, and we're gonna record them again, probably with our buddy Kenny Mitchell. So that should be really good. And he's advanced so much in his recording skills, so it should be all around a really good time for us. So
It'll be fun for sure.
Do you have an expected release date for that, or?
Summer. That's basically what we're shooting for. His birthday's in April, and that's kind of like the goal. Just start around that time, and so hopefully May. That's my ideal. Our ideal release is in May for sure.
Cool.
Before we move to our random questions, because I'm horrible at questions, any upcoming shows for you guys? What else are you guys doing?
Yeah, definitely.
Seems like you guys are playing a lot.
Oh, for
We
sure.
have some real nice ones coming actually. We're going to be in Flagstaff this Friday, playing at the Hive.
It's gonna be super cool.
With
Yeah, thanks for putting the pressure on me to get this video.
that one is in Flag. We're playing with a great band we played with before called Phoenix Dragon, and they're phenomenal musicians too.
Yeah, they're really
kind of, you watch them, you almost think, are these savants? Like they're really good. They flow
Yeah,
together.
good.
And then on the 29th, we'll be in Tempe at the 51 West.
Okay.
And this is going to be a real fun show because this is all of our friends' bands that we met in this whole instrumental scene, this type of metal scene, and we have a band, Comrades, who we got the opportunity to play with a while back, coming in from Virginia.
Okay.
And we put them on the show with us. So this will just be an instrumental show.
Yeah, that one's gonna be
Blast.
really, really fun. I mean, it's right there in Tempe Mesa area, and it's all instrumental bands. So it's all our group of people that we've met. Recently, I went to an Intronaut show and found a band called Blue Shift Odyssey, and they're incredible. I loved them. So right away, I caught them after the show. I was like, yo, we need to play a show together, and here we are a couple months later. And so we've gotten a couple groups together that we've been friends with, and so yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then when we got Comrades, that was seriously just a shot in the dark. I just kind of sent them a message a month before, and I was like, hey, would you maybe want to do it? And then like a month later, they're like, hey, we can. And so I was like,
Right on.
fuck yeah. I was like, yeah, let's do this. So it really worked out for the best, and it's only $3. So
Oh, there you go.
Well,
so all the money's going to Comrades. That's really what the goal. I mean, everyone that I know is playing. They're all really cool people. They're not doing it for the money. So Comrades, the traveling band from Virginia. So they're basically getting the money. I'm like, yo, you guys are awesome.
You guys are
You're awesome for playing. So you definitely deserve this money. So
Gas is cheap and not that cheap.
especially on the interstate. Since I'm horrible at coming up with questions, we're going to shamelessly promote my banner at Punning and David's banner at Punning.
yes.
So just random questions in there. So David, lay it on him.
there we go. First question. This will be fun. What was the last concert that you attended?
Ooh. Well, me personally was the Intronaut show I just talked about. Yeah, I love Intronaut, and another band that we love that's an instrumental band called No Shores. We actually met through the studio. They happened to be playing.
Studios.
Yeah, we were playing there. We heard them a little bit. They heard us, and we're like, "Oh, sure, you guys are awesome." So they were playing the show, and I went there really just because they were playing it. So I went to go see them, and then that band Blue Shift Odyssey was playing in the beginning. So I was like, "Oh, fuck, you gotta talk to you guys too." But that was the last show I went to.
Last one I went to was at the Nile. It was with Between a Buried and Me. They were headlining. They played with Rings of Saturn, The Contortionist, and
What's Rings of Saturn on that?
yeah, they were I think playing just as we got.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that was when they were promoting their last CD, Parallax 2. They were playing it in the entirety. That was a really badass show. Yeah, I went to that one too.
Awesome.
Next question. Do you like any music outside of metal? I'm sure you do.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. You go first.
Absolutely. I've been scrounging around trying to find musicians to do like I don't even know how to say, like a swampy kind of like jazzy kind of feel, like a swing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a modern drummer with the, I think 2012 issue DVD, and there was a guy on there, Sean Pelton, is a drummer from Saturday Night Live,
Yeah, he's
and he formed a band for this called House of Diablo,
Oh, yeah.
and they have some like this, they have great like tango swing kind of songs, full on trumpets and tubas and everything, and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think something like that would be cool. But yeah, we keep it open.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, outside of metal, I mean, I listen to a whole bunch of stuff, man. I grew up listening to all sorts of shit, like especially jazz and stuff like that. But even just like hip hop stuff, I listen to a lot of like hip hop stuff. And when it comes to my piano, I love fucking Elton John.
There you go.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
shit.
Yeah.
There's a really small band out of Philadelphia called Man Man, who I fucking love. They're really good, just kind of like fucking weird piano music. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, honestly, that's where we like to get, a lot of inspiration is just outside of metal. I think that's really where the most inspiration comes from, is taking stuff that's not metal and then let's do our own thing with it, make it metal type of situation.
Well, that's
It's
good.
really, really creative.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell through some of the tracks on the Life album that it's really bluesy.
Yeah, exactly. And I love stuff like that. And I mean, guitar stuff. I mean, for me, that's blues stuff is guitar-based stuff, and like he said, he likes that tango stuff, which is basically drum beat type stuff. So
Right.
it really comes together, and we can really do cool stuff. So it's really fun.
Yeah. Next question. Besides music and work, what are you guys' hobbies or interests outside of music, really?
I'm a nerd, man. Love video games, just hang out with friends playing. I don't know if you guys ever played Super Smash Brothers. That was a huge game we played. I don't know. We haven't done it in a while. We used to go hiking a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to get outside when we can.
It's Phoenix and Tempe, aside from music and work.
Yeah, I mean, I got my girlfriend, so a lot of time goes to that. Besides that, I try and be active. I try and skateboard, but it's so sad now. I used to skate back in the day, and it's still there in my brain, but it's not there in my body anymore, so it's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, besides that, just girlfriend time and hang out with Mark, probably.
Okay.
All right. Is there anybody in the local metal scene that you would like to collaborate with?
Ooh, that's a really good question. There's a lot of people that I would love to.
Ones that we haven't, I mean, we have a lot of.
Like, actually collaborate with? That would be awesome. Like, well, for instance, the band we're playing with more soon here, Phoenix and Dragon, I think their keyboardist is just phenomenal, dude. Their keyboardist is just so badass.
Yeah.
Anything to do with him would be cool. A bassist in general
Yeah.
would be awesome. Anybody as far as a bassist go. There's
So bass players.
Yeah, exactly. Bass players. Hey, we're looking for that all the time. That's always fun. We always love jamming. But yeah, it's always fun getting together with other guitarists that have fun pedals and cool things to do with that. Our buddy Chris, he plays in a band called Code 347. They're going to be playing the instrumental show with us.
Yeah.
He has a whole fucking thing of pedals, and he does so many cool, interesting things with them. And I wanted to, recently, when I wanted to get together with him, we were messaging back and forth, and I'm sorry, Chris, but I got busy with the Life album, and that came together, so. But yeah, things like that, I'm always down for. We always just love jamming, and again, bassists.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I mean, even like we kind of said earlier, I mean, we've developed such great friendships with all these different types of local bands, instrumental or not, over the years, and you're always bound to meet someone new, going to one of their shows, them coming to your shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting your fan base. Hey, I'm in this band. Oh, cool, you guys are in this band.
Yeah, especially at the studio.
It
Yeah.
spreads,
Yeah, the studio, we find so many other cool people and bands
Definitely.
and stuff, so
Yeah.
that's always fun.
I believe we got one more.
Uh-oh.
Fail.
Who are, I guess this would be, not to both of you, but do you have any favorite guitarist or,
Ooh,
I guess, drummers for you, or?
I'm sure you got some favorite guitarists too.
Favorite guitarist. I wouldn't know a lot of. I mean, you have your typical like Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff, but from bands I've listened to, guitar wise, I really enjoyed System of a Down's guitarists. Or Serge. He'll play with Darren, I think. I definitely enjoyed Between the Bearding as guitarist. Scale the Summit has phenomenal guitars.
Another great band.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching guitar. I mean, the idea of just, doing notes and sweeps and chords blows my mind because there's so many frets. And I watch this guy play, I don't understand how he does it. I have it easy because I only have like 4 or 5 things to hit. Some symbols.
Yeah, I'd have to agree for the most part. Yeah, Paul Wagner from Between the Buried and Me is one of the top guitarist for me. So is Dusty. He's the rhythm guitarist. He never gets enough credit. He came from a band called Glass Casket, and they were fucking phenomenal. So I love that. But I love humble guitarists. Like we went to go see a band called the Human Abstract, and their guitarist, guitarist is just mind-blowingly good. And we talked to him after the show, and I was just telling him how great he was, and he was just like, "Oh, you think so?" I kind of messed up on some things, and I was just so blown away. I just love that, you know. That's my favorite thing about any musician is, you know, when they don't feel like they're already at their peak, you know, when they still want more, and that's really cool to me. And just people that are humble in general. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, did you want drummers too?
Lay it on us.
I actually been watching a lot of videos. This guy just showed him the other night after practice. This guy Tony Royster Jr. I'm pretty sure he drums for JC. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he's phenomenal.
He is. Don't hold him on the whole Jay-Z thing.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. We're open.
He showed me a video. It was really fucking badass. It was really fucking badass.
Hey, some of those studio musicians, some of the, you know,
They hold back. You know, they hold back during the fucking sets. But
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the guy Benny Greb. He was a part of the Modern Drummer DVD, and that guy just it sounds like a robot playing drums, and he's doing it so effortlessly.
Was that the dubstep guy?
No, that was the older guy, just really fast glasses, German guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy was awesome.
That guy was real good. And then another part of that DVD he just brought up is a kid named Alex Deitch, who's really good. My drum teacher, too. Brett Fredrickson, he teaches down here in the valley.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, too.
So, I have a lot.
And that ends the Wrath Upon Eden mug portion of the show. We just got two more things. One, what are your opinions on the current local metal scene?
It's pretty rough. Yeah, it's definitely a struggle. But, you know, on a positive side, I feel like Arizona has a really, really good metal scene. I mean, when we first I started getting into music in general, I was just like a little punk kid. I went to punk shows, and that was just so united, I felt like, back then. And as I got out of high school and metal started, I feel like blossoming, I guess, in the scene here. Or maybe I just started taking notice of it. But yeah, I think it's a nice community because there's so many of it. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of battling, I guess. And I feel like there was more community. Yeah, exactly. More camaraderie. But there's just so many genres of metal, you know. You have metal that's good and organic and pure, and then you have the metal where it's like sceney and just looking at for like girls and shit like that, and that's the not way to go.
At the same time, though, I mean, even though it is, you know, it's definitely a hard task to make. I think it drives you more, you know, because you want to be that band that stands out, you know, and people will really catch an ear on that because I can't tell you how many people at the shows like, I did not know there was just two of you, and they're like, there's only two of you, and you guys sound like a whole group of people, like, you know, things like that, you know, you make an impact on something like that, and it feels really good, and they're going to remember you for, you know, a long time, you know, tell their friends about it, so, I just think at the same time, you know, it's definitely a great push to want to succeed and, you know, pursue
the animosity.
That direction, basically.
But overall, it's a cool scene to be in, for sure.
Definitely.
I think it's filled with all the coolest musicians and people that actually know how to play their instruments for the most part.
Yeah. And finally, where can the people find you guys online?
Oh, where can they? Google.
Google, there you go.
Facebook, facebook.com/forming.stories, and then if you go to Bandcamp.
You guys got one of those old school ones, don't you?
Oh yeah, we got all that stuff. I'm not very tech savvy or business savvy, so we focus on the music and then do all that stuff later. It's kind of funny, but we do that. Facebook is the best way to find us. We have YouTube channel with all sorts of cool stuff on it. Life is full stream on there. Visual Waves is a full stream on there. And soon we'll have Roots out. And,
we have a music video on there too that we did.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty cool video actually.
Zach Beam, he does a lot of really awesome videos. We kind of met him through a show that we played. And we set up that video, and it went really, really fucking awesome. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Where's that video recorded at?
That's
what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking when I was watching you guys walk in.
It was insane, too.
It was like $15
an hour to rent it out.
Yeah, 15 just to rent it. So
the whole thing is yours. You can do whatever you want.
Wow.
So it looks really cool. It came out really cool. But yeah, YouTube, Facebook, Bandcamp.
Awesome. David, do you have anything else for the guys?
I think that's about it. If nothing more, before this I'd never heard of you guys, and now I have, and I'm definitely a fan. So
Sweet, man.
nothing
Yeah,
more to
appreciate
go.
it. Well, I feel the same way with Wrath Upon Eden, man. Yeah, seriously. Like,
Though we haven't done anything since 2011.
We're hanging out. We're having
That's why music is great, man. It just sits there forever, and it's good. Anybody can check it out.
I'm a really big fan of, not to like pigeonhole you guys or stereotype it or whatever, but I really like heavy music, obviously, and I really enjoy doom metal, and you guys really seem to have a
Oh, we try and spread it around, man. Seriously, I try and spread it. Yeah, and that's the great thing about instrumental.
Interpretation.
I feel like that's the best thing about instrumental because it's so interpretive. Once we add vocals, boom, it's that genre.
Yeah.
It's if we had a harsh singer with clean vocals in it, it would be that kind of vocals. If it was just like guttural singing, it'd be that kind of vocal, So that's the best thing about instrumentals. It's just so open to anybody and everybody.
Well, yeah, it lets the audience kind of decipher and interpret it their own way.
Yeah, so it lets us have more fun and explore more, so that's really cool.
Forming Stories, check these guys out. Go to their show and buy their new album. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Sir.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
Word.